There it is. Yeah, the video feed was still on my console capture card, so... Whoops. Alright. That's working, that's working, that's working. Alright, we've got another minute before we start. Lou, hello. Alright, noon o'clock. Let's get started. Hello everyone. Happy Sunday. So, when last we left Trails to Azure, we were with our friends finally playing in Michelin Wonderland, having a grand old time. When I noticed that my DP total was 142, where at this point in the game it should be 144, so missed 2 somewhere. So I tracked it down to which thing in my book it was, and we can look. So it's the support request one. Now this one, it's supposed to be +8, so I knew it was in here, so it was something here. I thought it was the, when Dudley joins your crew to go into Geofront B, and then you find Yona's little headquarters place taken over by Campanella, and you have to fight him in Pom Pom Party. You get extra DP if you beat him the first time. I lost. But a little window popped up that said, continue or try again. So I thought, oh, I can just try again, then that resets it. So that's what I did. Being 2 points short, I figured, oh, I guess I had to reload the save. Well, I did make a save right before that. It is, let's see. Yeah, it's right here. Right at almost exactly 50 hours. We're standing right outside Yona's door. Hello, Soulcaster. So, I started here. I went through that, beat him in Pom Pom Party the first time, and then I played through the rest of the second day of Chapter 2, which includes finding a monster on the road to fight, the moon temple thing with Reese that you do, the whole quest with Phantom Thief B, where you're finding all the dolls, then going into Orcus Tower, doing the entire Orcus Tower thing, and then back. But, so here we are back on the boat, going to, in the intermission. But sadly, I noticed that I still have 142. So that wasn't it. I'm still missing 2. I found what it is, but we have to go back to the beginning of day 2. So where we left off is 67, almost 68 hours. We gotta go back a bit. We gotta go back to 40 hours. We gotta go back here. Because right here, you can see how it's dark. That's where Dudley joins you, and you're about to head into the Geofront. You gotta go before that. So, we're heading here. Now, I'm gonna wander around and talk to people, and show a few things off. To maybe mildly excuse why I missed what I did. You notice this chair is blank? No one is sitting here. That will become important soon. Let's talk to this guy. We're finally going to get to see the new City Hall building, eh? It's been 5 years since they announced the plans for its construction. Rumor had it that we were in for another year's wait at least. But just after Mayor Croyce was elected, he decided to invest IVA capital in the project. Doing so allowed construction to proceed without all the ridiculous squabbling over private interests, and now it's all finished. I'd say we all owe Mayor Croyce a great debt for that, wouldn't you? Oh, okay, well that's nice. Let's go talk to the pinwheel vendor. What do you have to say, buddy? Man, Orcus Tower sure sticks out, eh? It gets my craftsman's blood flowing. Think I'm gonna try building a model of it. I already made a model of Old City Hall back during the anniversary festival. Might as well keep the trend going. Okay, that's nice. Let's go drop by Dudley and see what he's doing right now. Hi, Dudley. Detective Bannings, what are all of you doing here? Has something happened? Not that we've seen so far, no. Hello, Lee. Good. Don't let that lull you into letting your guard down, however. I'm sure you've already sensed it. The entire city is in a state of commotion over the visiting dignitaries. It'd be easy for any irregularities to blend in with the bustle and escape your notice. Don't let that happen. Duly noted, Detective. We'll keep our heads on a swivel and all that jazz. By the way, do you plan to stay here for a while, Detective Dudley? Most likely. If I can help it, I'll remain on standby at HQ until it's time for the dignitaries to attend their Arkansas performance. If something does happen, you can come see me directly at any time. Heard. We'll be on the lookout. Okay. So if we see anything suspicious, we should take it to Dudley. Let's see if there's anything suspicious in the residential area. Nope. There's nothing suspicious over here. Just a point where you can fish. Not suspicious at all. Let's go talk to the ice cream vendor. See what she's up to. Hey, Sophie. Boy, things were busy this morning. Started off pretty slow, since none of the dignitaries passed through this district, but after the unveiling ceremony, people started pouring in like crazy. I was raking in sales by the tubful. Heh. Looks like I'm gonna be the top-selling stall for the 3rd month in a row. Well, that's nice to hear. Okay. To the Harbor District. Let's talk to Mr. Noodles. Hi, Mr. Noodles. This red-headed man in a gaudy suit tried my noodles just now. Then the little punk said he wanted the secret recipe for my broth, so he jumped right into the back of the cart. Had to smack him with my soup ladle to get him to leave, ellipsis. The nerve of that guy. A red-headed man in a gaudy suit? Sounds like someone we know. Acts like him too, apparently. Do you know where he went by chance? Well, he said he was going to find some dessert, and then made his way toward the entertainment district. The entertainment district. Got it. We don't know if it's him for sure, but honestly, ellipsis, who else could it be? Okay. Now here's the interesting thing. Entertainment district for dessert. That's clearly Sophie, the ice cream vendor. But we know where he's going to be. But he's not standing here. and he won't stand there until you talk to Sophie. So if you get distracted by something, like if you accidentally start the find the cat quest, you've kind of screwed yourself out of this. Lecter and Kalika, Jared, yeah. So let's talk to Sophie. Some cheery red-haired gentleman asked me to make him a cone with 10 scoops of ice cream. Talk about a tall order, am I right? The guy managed to finish the entire thing in one go, too. He was a zany one, all right. Definitely not what you'd expect from someone dressed like a fancy-pants noble. That ellipsis sounds like Lecter, all right. Excuse me, do you happen to know which way he went? Sure do. Poor fellow got a massive bout of brain freeze and plodded over towards the residential district, clutching his head all the way. All right, let's tail him. Let's go! There he is. We can talk to him now. Hi, Lecter. How long is this game? Well, the way I play it, probably 250 hours. Ellipsis. Aha! There it is. I guess there really are different species of fish here now. Man, I'm seriously kicking myself for not bringing my fishing rod, Ellipsis. What are you doing here, Lecter? Hey, look at that. I managed to reel in a nice catch anyway. No hook needed. 5 big ones with 4 limbs each. Pretty good haul, I'd say. What? Playboy here is trying to say that we took the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. Bullseye! See, this guy gets me. I'm not in the mood for this today. We can't let him steer the conversation. As much as I'd love to talk about fishing, I believe I asked you a question, Lecter. What do you think you're doing here? You're a part of the reason why the Red Constellation came to Crosspell. Aha, someone sure isn't beating around the bush today, are they? Cutting straight to the point is the best way of dealing with a slippery snake like yourself. Takes one to know one, but alright. I see how it is. Use your eyes. Can't you see I came here to take it easy? As awesome as I am, being that old man's guard dog does get pretty exhausting. Old man? Do you mean Chancellor Osborne? We've been wondering about your relation to him. Are you really one of his closest confidants? Search me. I don't remember that word ever leaving my mouth. Anyway, break time's almost over. It's about time to head back to the old man. See you guys later. Tell all your CPD buddies I said hi, yeah? What? We're gonna tell Dudley you said that. He totally dodged the question. The guy's too smooth for his own good, Ellipsis. Alright, well, that's Lecter, so we found him. Back to the harbor. Harbor. Soulcaster, how long did it take me to figure this all out? Well, it took a few hours to, redo the Palm Party thing and then work back up to where I was and realize that I was still missing 2 DP. And then it took another few hours to figure out what I was missing and then where exactly I needed to go, how far back I needed to go to actually get it, and who I needed to talk to and in what order. So, that took a little while. Where's Kuna? Where is she? There she is. There's the Mishi show going on. Hi, Kuna. What's up? I saw an Eastern woman walking toward East Street earlier. She had long, flowing black hair and was rocking a snazzy white pantsuit. A real looker, if you ask me. An Eastern woman with long black hair, Ellipsis. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you happen to know which way she went? Towards East Street, I think? East Street. Got it. We can't be certain it was Kalika, but this is still a lead worth following up on. Now, as you may have guessed, I already know where she ends up. But as before, she's not here unless you speak to a specific person, so... To the pinwheel vendor! Hi, pinwheel vendor. There was a beautiful Eastern woman shopping here just moments ago. Wow, it's amazing we missed her. Those cold, almond-shaped eyes of hers really pierced me to my core. Do you know which way she went? Sure, after making some purchases, she went off towards Central Square. Hey, Lloyd, think it's... You know who? Yeah, we should look into it. Thanks, Pinwheel Guy. Now, you'll remember that I also, at the beginning of the stream, talked to this guy, and he was talking about the festival or Orcus Tower or something like that. You don't actually have to talk to him again for Kalika to show up, but he is another NPC which will point you towards her. I saw an Eastern-looking lass enter that restaurant earlier. She was a beauty, yes, but with brains to boot. You could see it written all over her face. Now, from what I've tested, and there's a bunch of other variables here, so it may be not totally accurate, Lecter will actually stand over in the residential area for quite a while, but from my tests in my various saves, again, I can't narrow it down precisely, but it appears that if you start the Marie Cat quest, Kalika finishes lunch and she's gone. So, Kalika seems to have a pretty narrow window, a much narrower window. So let's talk to Kalika. Hi. Well, would you look who it is. Long time no see, Kalika. Oh, now, isn't this a surprise ellipsis? Good day, everyone. Fancy seeing you here. It's no accident we crossed paths. Actually, our investigation is what led us to you. We haven't spoken since the Schwarza auction. But I'm sure things have been busy for you, Ellipsis, as Division Chief of the Rocksmith Agency, that is. Ah, yes, the last time we met it was under different circumstances. Allow me to reintroduce myself, then. Kalika Roran? I have no idea how you would pronounce that. Aide to the President of the Calvard Republic, at your service. I have other responsibilities and titles, of course, but they're nothing worth mentioning. Just mentioning that they exist. Would that include being an entertainment producer, like you mentioned before? It would. Quite legitimately, in fact. It's just one of the many hats I don. There is, for that matter, a production company office back in the Republic as well. I see. In other words, there are no holes to poke in your story. She's a woman with a mask for every situation. And like any self-respecting spy, she knows how to use them. Hey, I like me a little Mystique. What I wouldn't give to roleplay with her for just one night. That's one of those comments best kept to yourself, Randy Ellipsis. Speaking of which, what kind of business does a presidential aide like yourself have at a place like this? I could have sworn President Rocksmith was touring the Ibic building for the day, Ellipsis. And he is. As it so happens, the president sent me out on a little errand. I've been shopping undercover for him, but I decided to take a break for a nice casual lunch. An errand? What for? Why, this. Kalika took out a pinwheel and blew on it. The blades began to spin around and around. A pinwheel, Ellipsis. A stall caught his eye when we passed by in our limousine. There is actually another dude standing on East Street who mentions that President Rockford's limousine came driving past. I think Hans, the balloon guy, or maybe it's Katie, the police lady. One of them mentions the limousine coming through also. But those conversations are not necessary to get Kalika to show up. A stall caught his eye when we passed by in our limousine. According to him, having one on hand would help him relax before the conference starts in earnest tomorrow. He also requested that I procure some fruits to go with his dinner tonight. Huh. Guess you really are running errands. The man's a populist. It figures he'd indulge in common trinkets like this, but surely you wouldn't presume us to be so naive as to believe that's all you're here for. Ellipsis. You may speculate as much as you wish. Now then, I've finished my meal, so I'll have to ask that you excuse me. I wish you luck with your security efforts during the conference. Yes, Ellipsis, good luck to you as well. Do-do-do, do-do-do, casual lunch. Casual lunch, casually digesting la casual lunch. Lecter and Kilika, Ellipsis, 2 foreign spies. One for Erebonia, the other for Calvard. Both operating within Crossbell City at the same time. What do the rest of you think? It's definitely suspicious. Should we keep tabs on them, maybe? That sounds easier said than done. I get the impression they both knew we were coming. In that case, we're probably better off handing this over to Dudley and the 1st Division. They might be able to figure something out after cross-checking with their own intel. Yeah, good point. Cool, let's swing by the department and hit them up then. So let's see if I remember which one. Yeah, I had to lead the limousines carrying all the dignitaries around Ellipsis. Can't say I ever felt quite that tense before. Strange, I could practically sense the gravitas emanating from their cars. And I think it's... Is it you? Yeah, his limousine passed by here not long ago. Pristine, white, with striking gold accents. Very presidential. Probably wouldn't be able to find another car like that if you searched the entire continent. So... yeah, talking to everybody every time gets you so far, because in this case, you have to talk to everybody, but you have to talk to them in the correct order for the other characters to actually appear. And, I got distracted by a side quest, because I remember... I know I talked to, Kuna and, this dude. The noodle shop dude, and I remember them mentioning that they had seen who was probably Lecter and Kilika, but I think I got distracted with the cat quest and then forgot about it, and then didn't actually happen to talk to the ice cream vendor or the pinwheel guy because I'd already spoken to them, and then just didn't go, and so I didn't find them. But we got him now, so let's go tell Dudley. Oh. Yeah, so we've got ran into Lecter in the residential district, didn't give us much to go off. Ran into Kalika. She's up to something. It's no coincidence that both Lecter and Kalika are in the city at the same time. Let's visit CPD headquarters and report what we know to Detective Dudley. Now, how I found this is I found a Trails wiki that had this full thing, so I just went through it line by line to see what I was missing. That's how I found out what it was. Hi, Dudley. Special support section. Did you need something? In a way, yes. We have a report to make to the 1st Division. Lloyd informed the detectives that the SSS had encountered Kilika and Lecter in the city. I see. So, key figures from both the Imperial Intelligence Division and the Rocksmith Agency are in the city. This may be cause for concern, Detective Dudley Ellipsis. Would you mind if I ask what you make of it? How should we interpret 2 major spies from the major powers appearing on the eve of the trade conference? It certainly seems to be more than mere happenstance. Especially when they claim they're just running errands or having a breather. You can understand why we'd be skeptical of that. Mind games. Mind games, mind games, mind games, Dad. Okay, sorry. Stinger's song. They clearly have their reasons for being here. But if anyone should be able to suss them out, it's the SSS. You were the ones who spoke with them directly. Yeah, you might be onto something there. So, Bannings, allow me to ask a question of my own this time. Why do you suspect they appeared in the city? Surely you ascertained something based on your conversations, or the locations they visited. Tell me what you have, even if it's nothing more than conjecture. Well, if you insist, Ellipsis. Why were Lecter and Kalika in the city today? As security for the dignitaries, for rest and relaxation, or to hold a private meeting? Well, we know they were both in the Harbor District at the same time, because that's where Kuna and the Noodle guy both spotted each one. So they were both in the Harbor District together. So we're going to say to hold a private meeting. It's possible they were looking for an opportunity to arrange a private meeting. A private meeting? What makes you think that, Bannings? Well, our first eyewitnesses' reports on each of them both came from the Harbor District. Granted, this was before we started pursuing one or the other, but it's hard to shrug it off as a coincidence. That's, Ellipsis, a good point. Thinking back, President Rocksmith has had a tour of the Ibic plant since yesterday. That would provide a convenient opportunity to meet in secret at the Harbor District. Not to mention they could use the Mishi event going on at the park right now as a diversion. I stumbled over that word. And it would all take place while both were undercover, with Arundel taking it easy and Rororan shopping for President Rocksmith. It certainly is plausible. Okay, it's a nice theory, but what would those two even have to chat about? Shouldn't the Empire and the Republic be on opposite sides? That's not entirely out of the question. The cult incident led to the ousting of longtime Diet members from the Imperial and Republican factions, diminishing the major powers' sway over Crossbell. And now, with our new mayor and speaker on good terms, the state government has gradually become more influential on an international level. Ereboni and Calvard can't be pleased with that, Ellipsis. This Ellipsis does not please me! It's doubtful that they would allow it to continue. I hadn't thought that far ahead. Makes sense. If there's one common interest between the major powers, it's keeping the little guy down. While we have no means of confirming as much, it appears all but certain that something is brewing behind the scenes. That's all we can say for now. The 1st Division will keep tabs on Lecter Arundel and Kalika Rururun. Thank you for your report, SSS. Glad to be of help. I truly hope that tomorrow's conference ends peacefully. As do I, but as members of the Force, all we can do for the moment is our sworn duty. If anything else happens, come and report it to me directly. Thanks, Dudley. We'll remember that. Okay. So, we've reported our encounters, and according to the intel, they met secretly in the Harbor District. We need to stay wary of them going forward. So, there we go. There's the missing DP. So, from here, all I have to do is complete the rest of this day, which includes, let me see my list here, the Musician Manhunt quest, the A Monster on East Crossbell Highway, the Bracing for Battle quest with Olia and Lynn, where we have to win both times to get full DP. Then we meet up with Dudley and we go through the Geo front, and we do the oh wait, do I have this in the wrong order? Oh, yeah, I forgot the cat quest. Gotta do the cat quest, and then the Ursula, the President, no, Prince Albert does we gotta go get the medicine from Saint Ursula, and then we meet with Dudley, and then we go through the Geo front, and then we battle Campanella in Pom Pom Party, and then we get Tio. And then we go to day 3, which is there's that Moon Temple quest with Reese. We gotta go out to Armorica Village to get the Sunshine Agnes number 5 book. What else do we got on day 3? We have another monster extermination. The train inspection where we run into Little Shin again. If you don't complete his quest from earlier, apparently he's not on the train and you can't get full DP from that. And then we've got the Phantom Thief B, quest where we go all over the place getting the doll locations. I have to make sure I get all of the car books for the car paint jobs and stuff like that. And then we go back through the through Orcus Tower and the basement and fighting everything in there. And then I have to play through the rest of the intermission, which is that whole beach segment, and then the theme park stuff, and then we'll be right back to where we were 2 weeks ago with full DP. So that's not going to take me 20 hours. That's that's something. Oh yeah, I've got to rebuy the quartz covers. I've got to redo my character's quartz and equipment loadouts, which I have all written down, so I'm gonna give them all the same stuff. Gotta feed my cat again. Tiberius, oh no, I literally just came in. Did I miss something? Soulcaster, congrats, I think it's like 20 hours of work to get back to 60. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like a solid 4 hours to get back. Is this playing music? Yeah, it is, okay. It's probably going to take me a solid 4 hours at least to get back, because I'm just going to, talk to the people who are necessary and hold the circle button to skim through all the dialogues. It's going to take me a while, but yeah, Tiberius says, what did I miss? I missed this bit here, where we ran into Lecter and Kalika in town and then reported it to Dudley. That's the bit I missed. And the reason I missed it is because in order to run into them, you have to speak to two sets of two characters in a specific order to get them to appear. Sadly, I kind of started that, and then I got distracted, I think, by the missing cat quest, which kind of blew the whole thing. So, yep. So, yeah, that's I'll work on that this week. We're gonna call the stream here because otherwise I'm just replaying stuff you've all seen. I'll probably take the stream number off of this one, so we'll just call this kind of a interlude instead of stream 14. But there was some unique dialogue and story stuff that I wanted to show off. I could have just done this off camera. Unfortunately, I was finishing up getting back to where we were last night when I found out that I was actually before the podcast. So yesterday, later afternoon, and then I realized, oh shoot, I'm still missing two, and it took. So it's probably around 2 or 3 o'clock yesterday where I found out I was still missing stuff, and I was playing and experimenting for another 3 or 4 hours to figure out what I was missing and how far back I had to go to actually get it. And it's pretty much towards the beginning of Day 2, Chapter 2. There's 3 days in Chapter 2. So Day 2 is split into 2 halves, pretty much. The second half is after you go to the Geo front with Dudley and pick up Tio. And then Day 3 is the Orcus Tower stuff, which has a bunch of quests earlier in the day before you go to the tower. Let's see, Tiberius, ouch, in later games they eventually start adding markers, but yeah, these games are not good for that. You know what, it's not terrible. There are a couple things, like I remember one in Trails, where if you don't talk to a specific guy at one of the gates, like if you go to, I forget which gate it is, but there's, I think General Morgan. If you talk to General Morgan before you talk to the guy in the canteen, the restaurant at the gate, you miss the book. You have to talk to him first before, and there's no way you could know that. This one I don't mind so much. I don't know if it would be better if you just randomly ran into Kalika in the restaurant. rather than she doesn't appear there unless you actually talk to the right people in the right order. But if you do talk to the two people in the Harbor District, they do very clearly point out that Lecter went to the Entertainment District to eat, and Kaliko went down to East Street. So, you know, it's not like the game isn't telling you. It's just when I first went through this, I had spoken to, because I think I had gone Central, East, and then up to Harbor. So I'd already spoken to the Pinwheel guy. And then I went up to Harbor, and then I think as I worked my way across to the residential area, I think I started the cat quest by like going into the residential area or something like that, and then I got distracted and totally forgot about those clues. So, you know, that happens. Similar thing in Devil Survivor, says Tiberius, otherwise incredible game, where I missed the ending I wanted due to talking to people in the wrong order. Yeah. Yep. Soulcaster says, more saving now required. Yeah, you can see, so let's see, so here you can see all the intermissions. Here's where we left off 2 weeks ago, you know, January 21st, 68 hours. I made a skip, and then these are the saves I made as I replayed through from the pom-pom party match against Campanella in the, see, I reloaded this save, Geofront B Sector, 50 hours. I reloaded that save, did the pom-pom party, and then started saving down here. You know, did the Moon Temple, did the Station Street train inspection thing, then made a save right before I went into Orcus Tower. Here's the Geofront D sector at the bottom of Orcus Tower. Here's the intermission thing, and then I got to the boat and I realized, oh, I'm still missing 2. So you can see the time here, 51. So it took 2.5 hours to do that. Yeah. So now I've just got to play from where I am back up to here, which is probably going to take me a solid 4 hours, maybe pushing to 5. It depends. On the bright side, my characters probably will be like a level or 2 under where they are in this save, so maybe I won't be as over-leveled. But that's where we're going to call it for today, because I don't have anything else new to show off. I'll try to get back up to where we were during the week, but if I don't have time to do that, if I don't make it, we'll play something else next Sunday, and then I should be back up to where we were by the following week, so we'll see. So short stream today, just wanted to show off what we missed, and we'll be back up to where we were in a week or so. So, thanks everyone for hanging out, and have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next week. Take care everyone, bye-bye.